you an exclusive Love and Theft interview today, and we have it.
We will also be answering some of the questions you guys have submitted, and we will be taking a look at another student's perspective on study abroad.
And as always, we will keep you updated on sports and upcoming events. This is Canisius Connection.
Thank you for tuning in to Canisius Connection, your #1 source for news, sports, and upcoming events. I'm Sarah Burrow.
And I'm Emma Holbrook. Let's get right to what you guys have been all waiting for, the Love and Theft interview. Our very own reporters, Julia Seminelli and Bridget Fallon, talked with the dynamic country duo last Thursday before their concert in the Montante Cultural Center. Let's check it out.
And I'm Bridget Fallon, and we're here with Griffin TV tonight.
We're here with country music duo Love and Theft. Can you guys introduce yourselves?
Hello, I'm Steven.
Hi, this is
my
Steven.
friend Eric.
And I'm his friend Eric.
Yep.
It's great to be here tonight.
I'm
Thank you
Love,
for
he's
having me.
Theft.
How are you guys handling the snow? I know it's a little different from where you guys are from, but
Oh, no, it snowed there once.
Travel up north enough to where we used to it, so it's okay.
I love snow.
We were glad our flight landed on time and everything, so we thought it was going to be canceled.
We saw the Instagram picture, a row to yourself.
Yes.
Good. Well, let me be the first to say welcome to Montante Cultural Center here at Canisius. We're so excited to have you guys. We have a crowd that's so Love and Theft ready.
Yeah.
But what is your favorite song to perform when you go out?
Well, it's fun to play Angel Eyes since that's our biggest song and people know it, so that's
I guess
cool.
the best crowd participation
everyone
because
sings.
everyone seems to know that one. But we're playing a lot of new songs that we're pretty excited about. A couple that we've been playing for a long time that we just got to record, and then some new songs that we've only played probably 5 or 6 times. So.
And this room is beautiful. Sounds good too. It's just cool.
And I just have to ask, now that you guys have partners and little ones, what is it like to leave them to go on tour? Because I know that must be difficult.
Well, since our sons are so little, they're growing so fast, so sometimes it sucks, but then once we get out here, I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
It's fun. It just, gives you something different to look forward to going home.
Yeah.
And it's fun to see. Every time we leave and then come back, they're doing new things and they've changed, and we're loving it. So.
Yeah.
No, that's really exciting. And out of all the people that you guys have toured with, I know I saw on the list like Taylor Swift, Lady Antebellum, and just from your personal experiences, what would be the advice you would give to people that either want to go on tour or break into the country music business, or advice that those people have given to you?
I think just
Move to Nashville.
move to Nashville and work as hard as you possibly can.
Yeah.
The more shows you play and the more people you get in front of, the more exposure you have. And the more shows you play, the better you're going to get. Your crowd interaction, your stage presence, everything's going to change and kind of evolve into its own thing. So for us, watching Tim McGraw and Taylor and Lady A and a lot of other artists, it's been pretty cool for us to kind of take bits and pieces of their show and their styles and kind of try to meld them with ours. So it's been cool.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for being here with us today.
yeah, thank you for having us. I'll turn it over to Stephanie from the Griffin.
Hey everyone, I'm Stephanie Afanti reporting for the Griffin, and we're back with country music duo Love and Theft. All right, we want to ask you guys just a few more questions if that's okay with you guys. So, how exactly did Love and Theft come to mind?
The band name, or how do we meet? Or both?
The band name, or both, whatever you want to answer.
The band name is actually a Bob Dylan album, and he's one of our big influences. And Eric and I actually also met through an artist named Kanan Smith. He's mocking me. In Nashville on Belmont campus. Yeah. So that's how we met, and we started writing songs together, and this thing's progressed. So
All right.
we've been playing together 8 years actually. So.
And the rest was history.
Yeah, the
And
best
we're here
8
today.
years of our lives, actually.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
hands down.
Yeah, and so you toured with Taylor Swift, so what can you tell us about that? How was that experience for you guys?
Well, Taylor and Steven were in love.
Yes. Hey, Steven is infamously about you, Steven.
It is.
They were actually going to get married.
Oh. Oh, wow.
And it didn't quite work out because she wanted to date Harry Styles from One Direction.
Well, how do you feel about having a song in your name, though? I mean, that's pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah, I was
Like-
actually it was the nicest thing any chick's done for me for sure.
Yeah.
Especially she let everybody knows about me, and it's a really nice song and a well-written song. It's catchy,
Yeah.
so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And so your hit single, the #1 single, made it on the country charts, Angel Eyes. What was your first reaction when you guys found out?
Oh, well, we were
Take it
actually
away.
asleep in our bunks on the bus, and I guess Steven woke me up, and not that we drink or anything, but we immediately stopped and did a celebratory shot.
Didn't we stop
Oh.
at we were in like in Ohio or Kentucky, and we stopped at a liquor store and got a whole thing of Fireball.
And we were actually
Fireball
we
is.
were driving home from Buffalo.
Yep.
Oh,
We played-
okay.
Yep.
Here in Buffalo the night before, it was a after party thing we played after a Brad Paisley concert that we played at as well.
Okay.
And the song,
Technically, it went #1 while we were in Buffalo because it went #1 at midnight.
Wow. It
So that's
happened
fun.
right here in Buffalo.
Here.
That's crazy. And now you're back at Canisius College.
Yeah.
So is this the first time that you've had a college concert, or have you guys been to other campuses
we get
before?
to play a few college shows a year, but
Yeah.
this is the first one we've done in a little while this year. So
We are honored to have you guys here tonight.
we're honored to be here.
And thank you so much. And that's it. Thank you guys.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate
Take
it.
care.
Thanks, Julia and Bridget. Our Canisius Connection producer David Goodwin Skyped with Rachel Firstbach, and a Canisius College student who is currently studying abroad in Florence, Italy, to get her perspective on the study abroad experience. Here's the latest installment of A Look into Study Abroad.
Hi everyone, I'm here with Rachel Firstbach, a student at Canisius College. She is currently studying in Florence, Italy. Rachel, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So how have things been? Tell us everything.
It's going good. Actually, the first couple of weeks were a little rough because I got sick, but I am healthier now, which is a plus.
I'm glad.
So things are going good. I did not get lost at all, so that's very good because I was really worried about getting lost. And my classes are good. I get along with my roommates well. Like, they're amazing. They're hilarious. But yeah, and just the city in general is just overwhelming. Like, just the artwork and the architecture of the buildings and stuff. Just seeing all that. But yeah, it's a lot different from back home. It's like slower pace here. Like, it doesn't. Like, people just walk wherever they want, like in the middle of the street. So that's actually pretty nice when I don't get around people. But
So I guess the burning question on everyone's mind is, how has the food been? Like, we always hear about Italian food. How has it been?
it's good. Me and my roommates, we went out for Valentine's Day to this one restaurant that's like right around the corner from our apartment, and me and my one roommate, Tina, got risotto, and I think my roommate wants to say hi.
Okay, yeah, of course.
This is my
Hi, how's it
roommate.
going? Thank you.
But yeah, she and I had gotten the risotto or whatever. And then my other roommate Kara got this really good dish, and I was just like, here, we could trade. It was it had truffle sauce on it, which is delicious. And then my other roommate had something with mushrooms and stuff. It was really good. So the pasta here is actually very well, and the wine is amazing too.
I mean, we probably shouldn't talk about that. This is a school sanctioned show, but
Oh.
it's fine.
Well,
You're legal over there, right?
drink in moderation, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm legal. Would I recommend other students to come to study abroad?
In Florence, yeah.
Definitely, because it just expands your perspective on everything.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's a great experience, and people should take advantage of it while they have the chance. Like, you don't want to look back on your life 5 years from now and be like, oh, I should have done that. You know, like, I had that great opportunity laid out in front of me, and I didn't take it. You know, because some people don't have this kind of, they don't have this chance to take this opportunity ever again in their life. You know, so I would take it.
All right, Rachel. Well, thank you for talking with us. We hope to see you soon, and let's take it back to you guys in the studio.
Grazie, Rachel and David. We are going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we will be answering some viewer-submitted questions. You won't want to miss it. Stay tuned.
There was one day that we had just done the cardiovascular unit, in class that day. And then right after class, I went over to the Vascular Institute, volunteered, put the scrubs on. And one of the doctors asked me if I wanted to see an open heart surgery. And so I said, yeah, really? Sure.
I came into Canisius as obviously as a freshman, not really sure what I wanted to do. I ended up taking a digital media arts class, and that really just kind of jump-started, my career.
And I think being where we are in the city and in the world with the medical campus that we have here is really an opportunity that I wouldn't have anywhere else.
It's more than just academics. Meet different people. Go out and do things. There's so much more to college. It's an experience.
I instantly fell in love with doing video work, graphic design. I started pursuing more and more opportunities in the school, whether it was doing admissions videos on the sides. I did a couple videos for alumni relations, the president of the college, and then I actually got noticed last year, and they sent me over to the Philippines to create a feature-length documentary.
I lived with a host family while I took classes in Spanish with Spanish professors at the University of Oviedo, and I was a Spaniard for a semester, and it was the best decision I made as a college student.
Welcome back. We received some wonderful questions this week, and Emma and I will attempt to do our best to answer them.
Our first question comes from a concerned viewer who is feeling stressed about midterms. I feel ya. She writes, "Dear Griffin TV, help! I'm so lost with schoolwork. I feel like I'm drowning. I have papers and midterms and projects, and it's all too much. What do you recommend that I can do so I can get all this work done without feeling so overwhelmed?" Well, my answer is the feeling of being overwhelmed can hit you at any level in your college career. It can also appear during midterms or when you're not prepared for exams. You can take strong positive action, though, to stop it before it takes over your mind. Here are some 5 suggestions to get your life back again. First, grab a pen or use a computer, tablet, smartphone, and make lists of what you have to do. This may sound easy, but there's one catch. Instead of making a long-running list, divide it up in sections. What do you need to do for your Chem 420 class? What do you need to do as a club vice chair? Or what do you need to do for your financial paperwork? Create an essence of a bunch of mini lists and organize them by topic. Another great suggestion is to talk to your friend, a teacher, or parent. Get that feeling out. Don't suffer these feelings in silence, dear student. It's not a sign of weakness or inferiority to feel overwhelmed by college, especially if you're new to the experience. And if you're not new, just sharing your fears like, I don't think I can handle that economics class, or I don't think I'm cut out to be an RA can relieve your stress considerably. Confide in your roommate and talk to your favorite teacher or call parents. The third good suggestion, which I like to take, is get some exercise. It's nice in the morning, just wake up a half an hour early. So you probably got so much to do that you're like, oh, I don't have time to do exercise. It seems like the only exercise I can do is getting from class to class. Make time to go for a daily walk around campus or go lift some weights at night. Find the track or run some laps if that's what you're used to, or just go bowling. Getting out of your head and into your body will do so much for relieving the stifling feeling of being overwhelmed. Also, take time to treat yourself well. Your mind is so full of what you should do or must do that you've completely forgotten of what you want to do. That means you've forgotten you. So go to the college bookstore, buy something totally frivolous and not class related, like a pillow or a magazine. They have glamour there. Or you can buy yourself a hot fudge sundae at Streetside If the feeling of being overwhelmed persists and you've tried all of the above suggestions without a success, you might need to talk to a counselor, but don't worry at all. Most colleges have counselors available to help students with their problems at no charge. Look up in the campus directory or ask the telephone operator at the switchboard of the college's main phone number. You can be sure to tell that no matter what you tell your counselor, it will all be confidential. A counselor is trained to help students with this very problem, feeling overwhelmed, and she will probably be able to make some suggestions to you that you haven't even thought of yet.
Our next question comes from a hungry viewer. He writes, okay, so here's my problem. There's absolutely no food on this campus. It's bad enough that I'm forced to pick between Subway and Tim Hortons every night for dinner, but there's absolutely nothing to eat at night when I get the late night munchies. What do you recommend to do that I can satisfy my appetite? I recommend using your gift box to your advantage. Buy snacks from Outtakes, Street Side, Science Hall, and even Tim Hortons, and then you can save them for a later time. Also, remember to balance your meals. If you eat the right amount at each meal at the right times of the day, your need for food at such an unwanted time will go away and you'll be satisfied.
That's a really good suggestion. And our last question comes from a very cold viewer. I'm with ya. She writes, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I have to make the trek from Bosch to Health Science. That's a solid 10-minute walk. And what's worse is that it is almost always -5 degrees when I have to walk. Any tips on how to stay warm or any shortcuts I can take? Well, if you know it's going to be cold, then you might as well look up the temperature. How cold? Is it going to rain or snow? What's the wind condition? All of these details can help you figure out how to dress and what kind of activities you can plan. Check the weather on the internet or simply flick on the television for useful information. The weather forecast is usually for the whole week, so you can be prepared for cold days in advance. If you don't have a TV, computer, or radio, ask people. Other people should know of what the weather should be 2 or 3 days from now. Now that you've checked the weather, it should be easy to dress well. If you're going to be out in extreme cold, wear as much warm clothing as possible. If it's mid-cold, dress in layers so that you can add or remove clothes throughout the day. If it's not too cold, try to dress in just a few layers and pack an extra coat or jumper. Some good items of clothing for the cold weather might include thermals. You can buy thermal underwear in clothing or underwear shops and simply wear them under your clothes. Thermals are great for layers or extreme cold.
And fleece lined jeans such as winter blue jeans, which are warm but still stylish and prevent overheating indoors.
Also, long socks or leg warmers. These will keep your legs warm more closely rather than just wearing pants or ordinary socks. Plus, no one will see them when you're wearing pants.
Jackets. A good thick zip-up jacket is perfect for cold weather. It's warm but also easy to put on and off. Get rid of these cotton jackets. Buy a leather or a good polyester jacket instead. Don't wear hoodies in extreme cold weather, as this allows the wind to go through the fibers without the wind chill. You will be a lot warmer, so make sure you have a windproof jacket. Try synthetics like Gore-Tex that let your sweat escape if you are doing vigorous activities like skiing.
Other accessories such as gloves and scarves and beanies are really great too. All of these items can add flair to your outfit while also keeping you toasty.
Well, that's all the advice we have for you guys today. Make sure to submit your questions at griffintvchannel4@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Now, it was a great week in sports, so let's take it over to Brandon Rudd in Studio B, who will be giving us the latest on the Golden Griffs. Brandon?
Hello, Griff Nation. Welcome back with your all-new sports update today, hosted by yours truly, Brandon Kingsley Rudd. Now we're going to quickly recap what's been happening with all your Canisius sports teams during this past week, showcase upcoming games, and finally give you the things that has a whole Griff Nation buzzing. And now to start things off, let's recap what's happening this past week, starting with men's and women's basketball. The season finally came to a close this past weekend for both teams, as they both had only 2 games left in their respective MAC tournaments. Friday, February 28th, both teams were in action as the men's side faced Ryder away, and the women's basketball had a homestand against Fairfield. Starting with the women's side needing to win out the rest of their games to get the 5th seed in the tournament, they got off on the right track as they beat Fairfield in overtime 52-45. The Griffs saw a strong performance from their senior-junior duo as Jemmy Roto had 17 points, 2 assists, and 7 rebounds. And Kayla Huhuli followed with 16 points, 2 assists, and 5 rebounds. And seeing that luck on the women's side made a little trip to Lawrenceville, New Jersey as the men's side got a victory also in their game against Ryder, 79-66. Once again, the Bob Cousy finalist senior guard Billy Barron propelled the Griffs to a strong double-double as he got 29 points and 10 assists. But he wasn't the only one who had a good game. Senior Jordan, he came up with 21 points and 4 rebounds to assist in the win. Now, following those games, women's basketball played their final regular season game at home against Ryder on Sunday, March 2nd. It was a close game, but the Griffs stayed hot to finish out the season on a high note as they won the game 66-63. Sophomore Tiana Mills was the highlight for the Griffs as she had 19 points and 5 assists to get the Griffs in the 5th seed of the MAC tournament. Sadly, the men's side couldn't produce the same result in a crucial away game against Manhattan as they lost the game 63-68. It was a game that Griffs need to be in the 2nd seed in the tournament, but now they will have to settle for the 4th seed as the highest scorer, Billy Barron, couldn't count as much as he had only 13 points. Coming up for both teams in the MAC championships this weekend in Springfield, Massachusetts is the MAC tournament, where the women's basketball will play their first game on Friday, March 7th, as they face 4th seed Quinnipiac for the first time in tournament history. Then for the men's side, it's their turn as they will face a 5th seed Siena on Saturday, March 8th. So be sure to check that out on championship weekend. Now moving on to the diamond for baseball. It was a field of dreams for the Griffs as they beat East Tennessee State in all 3 games this past weekend in Johnson City, Tennessee. In the first game on Friday, things got off to a great start as they won in convincing fashion 9-2. Sophomore pitcher Alex Godzak got the win on the mound as the junior designated hitter Jesse Puschak went 3 for 5 with batting and 2 runs and an RBI. Next, on Saturday, the continued trend was in the shutout against East Tennessee State 2-0. Ron Pierce got the complete game as he went 9 innings and came out with 6 strikeouts and only allowed 3 hits. Helping him along the way was senior Jimmy Lupins and junior Jesse Puschak going 2 for 4 and each having 1 run scored. Following that game on Sunday, the Griffs put on a show as they won the game 13-6. Junior pitcher Devon Stewart received the win as he had support from 5 different players who each scored 2 runs. Now coming up for the baseball team is 4-game away series against Norfolk State from Friday, March 7th through Sunday, March 9th. Now going off the diamond and onto the field with men's lacrosse, the Griffs had a very big game against a ranked opponent which proved to be a great challenge for the team. In Ithaca, New York, the Griffs faced number 15th ranked Cornell, and it was a big game that the Griffs wished they could have back as they lost the game by a huge score, 19-6. The Griffs saw junior Tim Edwards and sophomore Vince Gravino lead the team with 2 goals. Now coming up for the team is their first home game of the season as they will face Hobart on Tuesday, March 11th. Now for the women's side on lacrosse, on Saturday they finally played their first home game against Ohio State and came out the winners with being a very close game again for the Griffs, 11-10. Junior attacker Tori Quinn led the team with 4 goals, while fellow junior attacker Megan Cuddy followed with 3 goals as well. Coming up for the Griffs is a 2-game homestand against Louisville on Wednesday, March 12th, against Boston College on Saturday, March 15th. Well, that's all for me. Be sure to check out #GriffSports on Thursday where they go more in depth with all your Canisius sports teams. And also follow me on Twitter at BrandonRudd316 to get opinions of your favorite Griff teams. All right, guys, I got to go and catch up with Petey for the MAC championships this weekend. See you guys later, and stay golden, Griffs.
Thanks, Brandon. Let's take a look at some upcoming events happening on campus. The 3rd annual presidential debate for the USA Executive Board elections will be held Thursday, March 6th at 6 p.m. in the Montante Cultural Center. Don't miss it. Candidates will be giving a speech and answer pre-selected questions. Also, they will answer questions from the audience.
And on Saturday, March 8th, To Write Love on Her Arms Club presents Bully, a film that will be held at 6 p.m. in Regis South in the Student Center. It will be a $1 admission and 50-cent concessions.
And last but certainly not least, and don't forget the Cardio Kick Mondays held at Patrick Lee Center at 8 p.m. It's cheap and a fun way to stay in shape.
Sounds fun. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. Make sure to check us out online at griffintv.net. We air an episode of Canisius Connection every Wednesday at 7. From all of us here at Griffin TV, we hope you have a great and fun week at Canisius.